Well, hello and welcome everyone to China, and welcome back to PS Vitesse for round 2 of Season 5 here today at the Shanghai International Circuit. We're back for the F1 stream, and this time we're in China for the Chinese Grand Prix, and we're ready to get this commentary of the Grand Prix underway. So let's go down the details of the track real quickly before we get into the Grand Prix itself. For turns for round here, there's 16 turns to separate a circuit length of 5.451 kilometers. That's 3.387 miles. There are 2 DRS zones to help encourage overtaking for around here as well. One down the long back straight, as we're seeing Clarkey going through that section right now. This is where we're going to see drivers going up to about 215 miles per hour, and then it goes down to that heavy braking zone of turn 14. And then if you can't make a move into the 14 hairpin, you can always make a move into the first turn as well, because there's a DRS on the pit straight, as well as we're actually seeing the Red Bull going through that section as well. But the first turn can be quite difficult to get completely right, so watch out for drivers going side by side through there to put a little bit of courage into this particular section and into themselves as well, of course. So with the details aside for the Grand Prix, let's get into this race. As I said, we're back with PS Vitesse, and we're here for round 2 of the championship event for Season 5 of the F1 stream. And today in the booth, it's myself, Formula Jonah, and joining me in the commentary booth once again, it's Headshot Leslie. Welcome back, Headshot, to the commentary booth, and welcome back to PS Vitesse. We're here at China, a completely different track from the Silverstone circuit that we were at last time out. And what is your prediction for this Grand Prix? What's your thoughts on the upcoming race?
This upcoming Grand Prix is just going to be a spiral, I think. It's going to involve a lot of people spinning, and it's just going to be a roller coaster of emotions for the drivers.
It very much will be, yes.
There's immediately been about 4 spins on people's out laps and laps. There's another spin there in Sector 1, a Ferrari.
I think that might be Dan in the Ferrari coming to turn 5 now. I think you're right. But yeah, I think you're right. There is a lot of spins going on so far. As I did mention, it is a completely different track from Silverstone. What you've seen on track so far, what can you tell us from what these drivers are kind of feeling on track? Of course, we're in the commentary booth, so we don't know exactly what these drivers are feeling on track, but you and me have both driven this track before. What's your thoughts on this particular track and going into the Grand Prix? What are drivers thinking coming into this?
Going into the Grand Prix, the drivers are definitely thinking not to touch the softs at all, because they're just going to wear out completely by the looks of it. So people going on a medium to the qualifying is probably the right choice to do, seeing as you want to do medium hard in a race. I'm not sure about anything else, sir.
Well, I can tell you a few people are on the soft compound tires, and like you said, that's a tire that you don't really want to touch too often. It's a pretty dreadful tire at this particular track, but it's not the worst thing. I think mediums are the better tire, as a few drivers have gone for that as well. One driver that we have to mention is Joey. He wasn't at the first race, and we know how quick Joey can be. He was on the medium compound tires, made a little mistake before the stream got started, had to pit, and is now on the softs, and he's now coming around the final corner to set a lap, and he's gone purple in the second sector. Can he put this on pole position? He goes second fastest, and by 1/10 of a second, so he's second, right behind Goyle there. And remember, VRT Goyle there in the AlphaTauri, he's very quick in this session, and throughout PS Vitesse, he's been very quick, especially in the first race. Unfortunately, crashed out at Britain, so keep an eye on him. He could be getting his first pole this season.
Yeah, I think I remember last week around Silverstone, he crashed in qualifying, I think. Did he?
He did, I think, yeah.
Yeah, and then I think in the race as well, I'm not sure what happened, I can't remember. But that's the lap so far, just setting the pace, I think. Needed to get around in the low 29s, I think. Maybe pole, depends.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, like, this is the fastest tier in all of PS Vitesse. Of course, it's F1, and then we have, of course, F2, F3, F4, and F5. 5 tiers on this particular season. And viewers, if you did not check out the previous stream at the Silverstone circuit at the British Grand Prix, of course, for round 1, please go check that out. That was a massively amazing race. Really, extremely exciting race. So definitely go check that out if you did miss that one, as we'll be talking about that particular race in this stream going from that race into here, and there will be a lot of spoilers to who won the Grand Prix and all that sort of thing. But it seems like everyone's coming into the pit lane and getting a fresh set of tires, probably looking at their times and kind of just going over everything, if I'm not mistaken. Just kind of going over everything and saying, like, where can I improve in this sector? Who's ahead of me? All that sort of thing. I think Joey will be doing that because he's going to be wanting to find out where you can improve on this lap and try and get pole position here today. But what are you seeing on track at this particular moment?
On track at the moment, it seems that people are actually ditching the mediums who start on them with the laps and now switching to the soft tire. So maybe you might have an all soft start, which should throw another spanner in the works for strategy choices in the race.
Well, you know, that is quite surprising. You would think that a lot of drivers would go for the medium compound tires, and as it stands right now, there's only 3 drivers on the mediums. And if this is the case, if every driver starts in the softs, there's not even a worry of the medium compound runners, because there won't be any medium compound runners. It's all going to be soft drivers, and they're all going to be pitting around the 6-lap range around that area. It's going to be a very interesting Grand Prix if it keeps going like this. And even if those 3 drivers start in the medium compound tires, it's going to be quite exciting because you know, the mediums, they can be a long-lasting tire. They could play into drivers possibly winning Grand Prix. Another driver to talk about, Tom Robbo, who won the last Grand Prix from further down the grid. He's the driver that starts in the medium compound drivers, the first of the drivers to start in the mediums. Could he take another win from outside the top 5 once again? Wouldn't that be incredible?
That would be incredible, yeah. I think he might be one of the favourites for this race, to be honest. After that good performance last week where he won by, I think, 3 100ths, I think. Well, on track before penalties.
Yeah, I think you're right. He was very close to not getting that win, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember exactly all the events, but yeah, he did take the lead of the championship. That's the point, of course. And he leads the championship going into round 2. It's all about if he can maintain that championship lead with so many other drivers improving from last round to try and challenge him for first.
Joey's now gone onto his outlap.
He has, and
soft.
Yeah, he is on the soft, so he's definitely going for the soft tires here.
And to see what the medium runners do as well. Tom Robbo, I think, might stay in.
I mean, I agree with that, because there's not really a point if you go out again on the soft compound tires. That way you just lose all the pace, you know, like you already set a lap on the mediums. Why not just stick on them?
Yeah. It's sacrificing the long run in the race if you start on the softs. It might end up being a 2-stop if you start on the softs.
It's probably going to be a 2-stop. We'll have to find out. Safety car could come in at any time, and there's a possibility of rain as well, but I don't think that's going to happen this race. But anyway, let's take an onboard with Joey. Let's see what he can do on this lap. Coming through turn 1, this is one of the most difficult parts of the entire track, as we see drivers slowly shifting down to 2nd gear, and then immediately up to 3rd, back down to 2nd, and then immediately up to about 3rd or 4th. You want to kind of get into higher gears around the exit of turn 4. This is going to be the moment where it's going to be traction zone as well. Turn 6, brake kind of in between the 50 and 100 meters. Get so close to that curb, maybe touch it, as Joey did exactly that. Go to the left, sweep to the right, and then, of course, through the X section, a left and the right, through turn 7 and turn 8. Another traction zone, purposely go wide, and then cut in, slow it down to around 4th or 5th gear, depends on your entrance. Now through the double left-hander of 9 and 10. This is a very difficult part of the track itself, but I absolutely love it. Through turn 11 now, heavy braking zone this is, and you're going to brake right at the 100-meter mark as we come through 12 and 13, the double right-hander this is. This is one of the most difficult traction zones on not just this track, but on any track in the Formula 1 game. Now, as I mentioned in the intro, this is the long straight that heads down into turn 14. See drivers going up to around 213 miles per hour, depends on your exit out of 13. In this particular game, with all the setups kind of being new, a lot of the exits are going to be kind of compromised, so you're going to see drivers going up to around 203 miles per hour. Now through turn 16 now, final corner, you want to get right between that curb on both the entrance and the exit. Joey to the line, he goes pole by 1/10, a 129.8 for the McLaren driver. He's got provisional pole position here today for round 2.
What a lap that was from Joey. That might be pole. Let's see what Gully can come up with here. I think we had a few retirements as well during that onboard of Joey, with Lerb spinning at turn 2.
Yeah, there's a few spinners out there on track, and like you said, a few retirements as well. I think some of them were in the pit lane. I think one of them was Tom Robbo choosing not to go out as we predicted. So that's quite interesting.
A lot of traffic here.
Oh yes, you're right. Now, is that going to compromise some people's exits? Maybe ruin their laps in ways?
Very much so. They're going to get a poor exit onto the pit straight.
And remember, LRB's got to get a lap too. He's sitting 15th, and if I'm not mistaken, he started on pole last race. He's got to try and get up there because he's starting 15th. That's not the best place to start for around here. But we'll have to wait and see what these drivers can do.
To be fair, even starting 11th here is not the worst in the world, as you can have a free tire choice compared to the soft runners, which might help you in the long run.
Especially if drivers are choosing to go for the softs, that could play in a really good strategy for whoever's starting 11th.
Yeah, we seen that last week when the medium runners, pretty much took control of the entire race. Lerb was on pole and ended up finishing 3rd behind the medium runners.
Very interesting. So it's possible we could see drivers going for alternate strategies, you know. That's a huge part in this race. Oh, there goes. Oh, that's a major crash for Martin, I do believe that is. He's spun off the exit, went flying up in the air. That's a yellow flag. That car's in the middle of the track. He's out of the session. That is super unfortunate for the AlphaTauri driver. I was riding on board with him at that crash, so we got it perfectly on camera there. As Harry's coming to the line, I think he's the first to settle out.
Ooh, that must have been a big hit. AlphaTauri.
It was.
Harry, what did he set? P4.
Very nice. What up, Panos? Panos. Oh.
LMN. P2.
Very good lap from LMN. Just about, I'd say 6/100ths down off Joey. Is that what's that?
Yeah. Very close, yet again, in qualifying. Let's see what good he can come up with. Oh, yeah, slightly improves.
What about Stroll, though? Stroll's a very quick driver. Oh, he's backing off. He's backing off.
He's going for that P12 free tire choice.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, like, it doesn't have to be P11. P12 is still a really good position to start on the medium compound tires, sorry. And to start there, it's going to be pretty good for Stroll, and we know how quick he can be.
Need to avoid that chaos into the first turns.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's going to be the battle, I guess, is surviving the first lap. I think with every racing driver, with every motorsport, I think every racing driver will say the first lap is always the most difficult. That's the same thing of, I think I was reading something earlier with the new Le Mans race coming up this weekend in 2021, of course. They're saying like it's a huge race, 24 hours, of course, but the first lap is always the first corner is always the most difficult because you're trying to just get ahead. That's right there. But anyway, Joey's on pole for today's race. LMN by 6/100ths of a second, if I'm not mistaken, in second place, very close between the top two. And then I do believe third was Goyle, if I'm not mistaken, for AlphaTauri.
Yeah.
Well,
this race start is going to be very interesting.
Super. Yeah, you're right. I mean, like, who knows what could happen? I mean, I think we were talking about this earlier on. The first turn is going to be very difficult to go side by side through, especially through like the exit of 4. You have to maybe one driver's got to at least back out at some point. It's going to be super interesting going down into at least turn 6 and beyond as well.
And then we could see a few more overtakes on the back straight on this first lap, seeing as everyone is right next to each other.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of overtakes into that section as well. And when the DRS does get enabled on the third lap, I'm assuming everyone will be quite close together. We'll have to see how it all goes. Hope for no first lap safety car. We want to see some action, but could be a safety car comes out as well. We hope the best for every single one of these drivers, but it looks like the formation lap is about to get underway. Also, guys, if you notice, I think Panos, he had an invalid lap time, so that's why he didn't improve on his lap. I thought he was on a lap, but apparently he was not, so he's P5. But what's interesting is that we now look at the tires. This is the type of strategy that people have gone for. This is interesting. LRB, of course, on the medium compound tires. Stroll on the mediums as well. He's chosen to go for that he's chosen to go for the medium compound tires, starting 12th. Everyone else in the bottom 11 is on the hard compound tires, including last race's winner, Tom Robbo, on the hards. Now, is that the best strategy for around here, or what's your thoughts on that?
Ooh, starting on the hards. Well, he could have potential for a podium here if he makes it through the first few laps, because he's just going to go in the long run with those hards, and then start on possibly go even soft maybe, or maybe mediums. He's most likely going to be mediums, right? Probably around lap 20, lap 21. So he's got to hold a big card here for late in the race, Tom Robbo.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what he can do. I mean, on the hard compound tires, he could possibly be able to get up there, you know? It could be him taking the race win or at least a podium or something like that. He's on a totally different strategy than anyone else, unless you're counting, of course, the 13th, 14th, and 15th drivers. Yori as well, keep an eye on him in the Alpine car. He was very quick last race. They kind of had a difficult race, the two Alpines, later on, but watch out for the two Alpines as well, starting 4th and 15th. But let's quickly do the rundown of the grid before we get into the Grand Prix itself. Joey returns, of course. He missed the first race, but he's back once again for round 2, and he's starting on pole position for today's race with LMN, the reserve for Mercedes timeout, is in second position, just 6/100ths behind Joey, looking very close between the top two. And then we got Goyle in third alongside Harry, Panos P5 alongside Yannick in the Aston Martin starting 6th, Clarkie's P7 alongside Martin in that AlphaTauri who had an earlier crash, Dan is P9, LRB P10, Tom Robbo P11, Stroll P12, Noah P13, ADRT is P14 with Yuri rounding off the grid for Alpine in 15th. But the fiber lights are about to go out for the race here today at PS Vitesse. F1 is getting underway and the lights are out and away we go, and it looks like a pretty good start for LMN on second place at the moment. It looks like a pretty good start for Joey as he gets ahead of the Mercedes driver already, 3 wide, coming down I think into with 5th and 6th position. Looks like Goyle, and I think that might be LMN going side by side. There's also Harry and the Aston Martin going side by side as well. There are a lot of action going on already on the first lap, and it looks like I think that was Clarkie going off the track at turn 3, and there goes Panos down the inside on LRB, making some moves with those soft compound tires, much fresher tires than LRB, of course, but it looks like LRB might keep the position, but they're still side by side through turn 7. I think Dan, and there goes Martin. Martin, yep.
Martin's lost it. Or maybe another one here, Stroll and Noah, wheel to wheel, they're making contact.
And Tom as well.
On the outside. That's some contact there.
Look at Stroll. 1, maybe 2 moves down in turn 11. He's going to send it on Tom.
Dive. Ooh, he yields. He might be able to get him at Tom Robbo here on the back straight.
He's some fresher tires too, faster tires as well. So he's probably going to have the opportunity.
Definitely.
He's all over the back.
Ooh,
here we go.
Gooley. Switchback.
Ooh,
nice move. What a move. Lovely move from Gooley.
He's making up so many positions. Already got past second place and now up into first. Joey's moved down to second. So VRT Goyle is now up into first place. Oh, there's a little issue with connection. What's going on here? Might be the leaderboard messing up a little bit. I think the game glitches on the second lap of the race where it says 3 laps and then all the standings get completely messed up. But it gets back to normal in just a few corners time.
Typical Code Masters bug. That was a lovely move.
Oh, Panos.
Flag.
Panos spun. That's what happened to the Haas driver. I thought he went a little slow into one section. I couldn't see him on the track, but he's spun it.
There might even be more chaos in Silverstone here at this race as it goes on.
There might be
yellow flags and a few spinners.
LMN all over the back of. Oh, LMN makes a little mistake there.
Exit.
Look at Yannick.
Yannick around the outside.
Oh!
Whoa! Whoa!
No way!
That was a missile.
What was that? That was really unfortunate.
That was a torpedo, I must say. Wow. I'm speechless after that.
Who were you riding on board with? Were you riding on board with Yannick at the time?
I was riding on board with Yannick, yeah, and then I just literally seen a missile come out of the left rear.
I was in the exact same position as. Oh, there goes Harry off the track.
That's a spin. This is chaos.
Absolute
Joey might
chaos.
have damage on that as well. Joey got caught up straight in that. Unfortunate.
Super unfortunate. He's going to be upset, I think, at the end of that. I mean, it looked like that was an intentional takeout, but I don't think that was. I think he just outbraked himself, LMN.
Yeah, he missed his braking point like Bottas.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, that corner can be quite difficult with braking. It's so difficult. I mean, I think
especially when it's no line as well for these drivers.
Good point. Yeah, that's right. Because F1 is no assist, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah,
that's right. And also, we are on simulation damage. So Joey's gonna have major damage, right?
I'm not sure. I think we're on reduced damage and standard rate. But I think you can still get that damage, if I'm not mistaken, like floor damage. Oh,
gotcha.
Nearly another spinner at turn 30. Oh, that is a spinner. Tom Robbo. Oh.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Out of the session goes Tom Robbo.
Curse.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yes, you're right. LRB, Stroll, and Dan battling out for third place as well. Keep an eye on that battle as we're just going over the shock of Tom Robbo out of the session. Not a great day for the two Mercedes drivers. Tom, the race winner from last time out, is out of the Grand Prix, the first retirement of the Grand Prix, and surprisingly, no safety cars.
That was a massive hit. I'm really surprised that's not a safety car.
Same, yeah. That was huge for Tom Robbo. Super unfortunate as well, as he was doing a great race up in P6.
I think we might see a few more victims of the vicious turn 13.
Yes, I think you are absolutely correct with that one. That corner is a nightmare to drive. It's literally got spikes all over it. You literally have to dodge the spikes, if you guys know what I mean. It's such a horrible corner, in my opinion. I know that's not the right word to use. It's more of a negative word, but you know, I mean, like, it's a difficult corner. That's what I'm saying, especially on this brand new game.
Like this, it's like a little like bumpy bit in the middle of it. It's just weird.
Super. Yeah, it's super weird. Well, Stroll's moved up to third, and he's got a pretty good gap to LRB. That's pretty good for Stroll. He's actually flying right now on the third place, of course. And remember, the two soft runners, Goyle and Yannick, are both going to be pitting quite soon, because those tires are going to start dropping off about now, actually, because we're now on lap 4. And the softs drop off about now. This is where the softs start dropping off, like, extremely.
Wide, Yannick. You have to go wide there on the last turn.
Oh, no. Stroll fastest lap. He's absolutely flying out there. 2.1 seconds for Stroll to Yannick now.
Got a slight DRS train in the 6th to 8th.
Yeah, you're right. All the way down with I think that's actually these are the three drivers. 6th to 8th is the Yori loses the car a little bit, but he's back. These are the three drivers that started 13th, 14th, and 15th, and now we're up into some decent points positions for all three drivers, looking really strong, and they're on the hard compound tires as well, so they're going for the alternate strategy here of everyone else, so this could end up possibly even being a podium for one of these three drivers out there.
Definitely. It just depends on the traffic that's in the way, really.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I agree. I think that's where it's going to be the case. We'll have to see how it works out with those drivers. We'll keep an eye on them, of course, throughout the stream itself. Up at the top, Goyle and Yannick still have a pretty good gap, but Stroll's got 1.8 seconds to Yannick. I wouldn't say he's catching up extremely. I think he's purposely holding back. I don't think he's... I think he's trying to conserve the tires, because the thing is that even these mediums do degrade kind of fast. There's a Red Bull. That's Clarky off the track at turn 8, I do believe. Oh, and the top two pitting.
Now, the soft runners yet. Let's see what tires to go for. Are they going to go for the hards?
I don't know. Maybe. Mediums. For Yannick
hards
there.
For the AlphaTauri.
Oh. Different strategies.
So Yannick might be going on a 2-stop, or I think he believes he might be able to take them quite far, those mediums. As Joey says, the fastest lap of 1:33.7.
Yeah, don't count out Joey from this Grand Prix, viewers. I mean, he could come through the field. We know he's very quick. I've seen him in many different races, in the other races of PS Vitesse and some other leagues as well, where he's been absolutely on fire. There goes Zhao in the Williams. He's just flown by Dan into turn 8. There was a little space, and he just went for it. It was beautiful from the Williams driver up into 3rd place.
But let's see if the Ferrari can get him back here on the DRS straight.
Yeah, it's possible, and the hards are a little understeer. Understeer can kick in for the hard tires, but the softs also have, they're pretty degraded, so they'll probably get a little bit more understeer as well. This could mean that these two drivers are on similar pace, I want to say, through that particular corner, but I think they should be good. But Dan cannot get past quite yet.
He's surely got to go to the pit, maybe this lap or next lap.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, there he goes.
He's into the pit this lap. There he goes.
What about Panos? Do you think he'll pit this lap too?
For sure. Yeah, he's into the pit.
Yeah, you are correct. Both drivers come into the pit lane, and these are the last two drivers that are yet to pit in the Grand Prix on the soft compound tires. Yannick will move up to 8th. Goyle will move up to 6th. Now, this is the question between these two drivers. Can the hards make it to the end? And also, the second question is, what is Yannick's strategy? So, what's your thoughts on these two drivers?
For the first part, the hards, for sure, I think from now will probably make it. It might be like 7, in puncture territory, I think, if you go for the hards now. But Yannick is, I think, he's going for a 2-stopper, maybe hoping for a mid-race safety car, and go to the mediums again.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's exactly what the strategy is for both drivers. Yannick really hoping for that safety car, as you did mention. And also, I think he's also, even if the safety car doesn't come out, I think he'll pit eventually for the softs towards the end of the Grand Prix. So he's the one driver possibly going to go for that strategy on the soft compound tires. Maybe Martin and Joey will both be going for the same strategy, as they're on similar tire wear, and Harry as well, who's on similar tire wear as well, so that'll be quite interesting. The battle between now 3rd, 4th, and 5th is getting quite interesting, as that's Harry off the track.
The wrong way round. What has happened there?
And Dan as well.
A lot of spins.
Yeah.
A 3-second time penalty for Isu.
I wonder if he's under pressure from Noah, who's right behind him.
Yeah. By the looks of it.
Yannick, 3-second time penalty, so that's not going to help his race at all, you know?
What has happened to Harry here? His tires must be on fire, he just keeps spinning.
Yeah, and I think you're right. I think that's what's going on with Harry. He must have spun. You know how the track can be, or this new game with the tires. After you spin, you just have to kind of go slow for the next couple of corners and kind of come back from it. You know.
Yeah. Been an interesting race so far.
Yeah, super.
Oh, another yellow flag.
That's Goyle. Goyle off the track.
This is showing that Like, this track is throwing off even the best of drivers. So it should be fun for the lower tiers.
Yeah, it should be. You know, I mean, like, a lot of these drivers will be, the top drivers, I think, are struggling quite a bit, which is quite surprising, to be honest. And that's allowing some other drivers coming from the back of the grid. You know, the entire top 5 is all from outside the top 10, starting-wise. And they're doing a great job right now. Oh, that is Martin off the track and out of the Grand Prix. He's off at turn 13. Oh, very interesting spot to retire. And he's still going, so I wonder if he did that on purpose.
He's just retired on track, yeah. And there's also Harry again that spun, I think.
Oh, he might have.
That's not going to be very good if it causes a safety car.
Oh, you're right. I don't think it will. Surprisingly, it doesn't.
Nah, it's not.
Now, in PS Vitesse rules, I think you're more familiar with this than me. I haven't read too much of the rules in PS Vitesse. Are you allowed to retire on track, or do you have to retire in the pit lane?
You have to retire in the pit lane. I think if you're found like on stream or something like that of actually retiring on purpose, I think it's going to lead to a severe penalty.
Oh dear.
That driver.
That might be heading to Martin. That penalty.
Noah all over the back of Joey.
Yeah, and does Jory have... Oh, he does have DRS. I was going to ask if he has DRS. He does.
He's got it from Isu, his teammate. No, he's not his teammate. Same colour.
I know,
That's
right?
The difficulty.
They look so close with the colors.
Yeah, and it looks so similar to the Red Bull.
Yes, exactly. It's so close between... There's too much blue. There's too much blue on the grid, you know?
There'll be another blue team soon. Just gonna have blue cars everywhere.
Yeah, it really will be. But I tell you, I love that new Alpine livery. What's your thoughts on that livery?
It looks like it reminds me of a Pepsi can, but it looks like so nice.
Oh.
I like it a lot.
That is a good, yeah, now I see it actually. It kind of does.
Yeah. My favourite is the Aston Martin though. That just looks classy and clean.
I absolutely agree with you.
The worst looking car. What's your opinion on that, Broom?
The worst looking car. Oh, I mean, I can't really say much. I mean, I really wish McLaren changed something like what they did with the Golf livery in Monaco. I really wish they did that instead of kind of just keeping the same livery that they had from last season. But the livery's not bad at all. I quite like the McLaren livery. But for worst looking livery, I gotta give it to the Haas. It's not really. I mean, like, I really wish they would have done something. I mean, it's cool looking, to be honest. Like, it's not too bad. It's just
from
like
the onboard, it looks nice, but
yeah.
Outside of it, it's not nice. It's just like a Russian propaganda mobile.
Yeah, exactly. I think it looks too much like there's just a Russian flag all over the entire car. I mean, like, I think it would have been nice if they did, like, maybe just something a little bit, just a little bit of a, like a little bit of, like, stripes somewhere. I don't know. But on the onboard does look pretty cool for that. But speaking of the Haas, Panos just got past Dan in the Ferrari.
Nice move on the straight. Dan was defending very aggressive down that straight, but fair.
Yeah, quite interesting. A lot of battles going on in this race. Surprisingly, there has not been a single safety car or VSC.
Shocked about that.
Yeah.
Thought it would be after those heavy retirements that we had earlier on.
Oh, that's Yori spinning off the track. Oh, the Alfa Romeo almost collects him. Yori off the track at turn 10, and the Alpine driver spins it. I was on the chase cam there with him.
That was done excellently to avoid that.
Super, yeah. He just was in the right place at the right time, I think.
Exactly, yeah. I think everyone's gonna have a spin by the end of this race.
You think? I mean, it looks like that.
It looks like it, yeah. Lerb's had a very good race so far, made up vast amounts of positions. Into the pits he comes. Is he going to try and undercut Stroll?
That might be a good strategy. Now, I'm assuming he's paying for the hards, unless he's going for a two-stop, as that is Yori off again. Something happened to him, and it is the hards for LRB.
I think we're finding out that after spinning, it's just going to cause more spinning, thanks to the tyres just reaching electrifying levels of heat.
And here comes Joey to try and overtake his teammate. I think LRB will just about get ahead of his teammate. Oh, LRB goes a little bit wide there.
He doesn't want to compromise Joey behind him here, if Joey's carrying the pace.
And I think these guys are friends as well, so I think even if LRB would have come out behind, I think he would have let him pass.
That's what the friends do. Help each other out.
Yeah, exactly. The two admins of PS Vitesse in the same team as well. Do you think they could get a good result this season?
In my opinion, I think they're probably going to win Constructors.
Oh, all right. So you're going straight to the top. You're saying they're going straight to the Constructors.
Joey's pace. Lerb has the nice racecraft.
Yeah.
Joey's fresh on his unbanned in PSGL. Now in F2, I think. Oh, F3. He had a good result the other day in there.
Oh, sorry to interrupt here, but Izzo just spun in the Williams car, 80 RT.
Another victim of spinning.
Yeah. Oh, and
interesting, this.
Jory's now trying to make a move on Goyle as well. He's getting very close to that AlphaTauri. I don't think he can get past quite yet, though.
This might be close.
Could be. I think Jory will have to just stick behind the AlphaTauri for a little bit longer until that DRS comes up. He is on older tires, 6 laps older tires than Goyle, who is on 6 lap old tires, compared to Jory's 12 laps. So significant difference between those two. And remember, LRB now flying on the hards. He's just come out of the pit lane. He's got about a lap on those hards, and he's 2.1 seconds behind and looking to just fly through the field and try and make some overtakes.
If Lerb gets through this hard traffic in front of him here, he probably is going to go on to win this race.
Yeah, exactly.
But is Stroll going to come into the pits this lap? Stroll does come into the pit, but it's yellow flag in Sector 1 again. Harry is spun again, and also Dan is spun again.
Oh, and Dan's retired as well.
Sector 2. On track. Is that going to cause a safety car? Hopefully not.
Yeah, I hope not. That would not be good, of course, for Dan. If he did cause a safety car, I think that's all good, though. It's Goyle gets a 3-second time penalty. And where will LRB come out? I think Stroll will come out ahead.
Just, yeah. How much time has he gained there? Probably around 3 seconds.
Oh, Yori and Goyle battling out here. The little contact, wheel banging as well. And as you said, yeah, 3 seconds, I think, there was the gap to the AlphaTauri behind.
You sure we're going to send it around the outside here, maybe, or down the inside? Nope.
Now, if you were LRB, what would you do in this case scenario? Would you just fly it through and try and overtake 5th and 6th position as soon as possible so you can try and get on the back of Stroll and challenge for, of course, the race win, which will this be? Or what would you do? Conserve maybe the tires and wait for something else to happen?
He's just got to go for it, really. If he gets past 6th and 5th here, he's going to be in a good shout of getting on the back of the leaders. But he really needs to get past these guys here. It's critical for his race. Are they going to fight each other maybe here?
Ooh, it's getting close. Here comes Yori, and he's gonna. I think he's gonna make the overtake pretty cleanly here.
Yeah. Lerb is gaining some ground on Gulli as well.
Ooh, LRB brakes a lot later than the other drivers ahead, just proving that those tires.
Time there.
Yeah, he did. Smart move there. As oh, there goes the Alpine. That's going to help out LRB quite a bit now.
For sure. I don't think he's got enough run here down to turn 1 to make a move. They just got to hold back a bit.
He does. And also Stroll's coming up to Yannick pretty fast. He's now 3.8 seconds to the Aston Martin ahead. This is going to... I think LRB's got to pray that Stroll gets held up by Yannick, and then he can overtake the AlphaTauri just ahead and then get on the back of Stroll pretty quickly.
I think Yannick might have a bit of a pace advantage, maybe slightly, seeing as his mediums are about 8 laps. But I'm not really sure. It's going to be close. Stroll's got to get his tyres up a little bit out on this outlap.
Yeah, he has to. It's got to maybe weave back and forth. That might be a strategy. Purple sector for Stroll through second sector. That's a very...
He's flying.
He's flying. Yeah, you're right. He's totally flying.
He wants to get that win after what happened last week, where he was so cruelly denied on the line.
Yeah, he was. That was an insanely close battle to the end at the British Grand Prix. And I think, yeah, like you said, he wants that win. Oh, there comes Noah into the pit lane. And Izo stays out in the Williams. So Yannick will take P2. Stroll will now move up into third and back up into the podium positions once again for the Williams driver.
Fastest lap for Stroll as well.
Yeah, very quick right now. And I think LRB is being held up quite a bit by the AlphaTauri ahead. That's quite interesting.
He needs to get past the AlphaTauri here, Loeb does.
Now, Yannick, do you think he's going to the end of the race on these tires? Do you think it's possible?
It's going to be close. If he goes to the end, then it's a masterclass by him.
I think that's maybe why he's... that's why maybe he's losing time to Stroll, because I think... Oh, there goes LRB. Oh, and there's contact, because Goyle's off the track.
What's happened there?
Oh, no. What happened?
We've missed it. What happened there? Does Loeb have any damage, as I can see? Loeb doesn't have really any damage.
Did you think he does?
I'm not sure what's happened. No, he doesn't have any damage by the looks of it.
I bet you they made contact side by side, maybe into the S section. I mean, this early on into the game, I don't know if people can go side by side through the S's quite yet. Could be that.
Google was just spun again. Turn 13.
Oh no. Meanwhile, Yannick and Izo are into the pit lane. So Yannick's chosen not to go for the long run and pitting. He's pitting onto, I assume, a set of softs? No, mediums for the Aston Martin. What about Izo? He's on to the mediums as well. So that's quite interesting. And did you say Goyle spun again?
Yeah. It's just gone downhill for Goyle.
Oh, that's super unfortunate.
Everyone just chose the mediums instead of the softs, which is probably the right choice.
Yeah, that's hard. You know, I mean, like that's a difficult, I would say, end, because he's had a difficult start to the season so far, and he's retired from the session. Yeah, that's going to be another retirement for Goyle. Super unfortunate for him. He's had a lot of bad luck in the first 2 races.
Definitely, it's very unfortunate. He's shown some great pace.
Yeah, he has, and I think he's a driver that can consistently get podiums and wins, and he just hasn't had the luck, really, to be able to do that. That's super unfortunate. I wonder, with the contact with LRB, is that possible that LRB could get a penalty later on in the Grand Prix? I mean, we don't know exactly what happened between the 2 drivers, but if it was LRB's fault, do you think that could be a penalty? Do you think we could start worrying about a penalty for LRB?
Definitely. I'm going to have a look at that and decide with the other admins and see what happens if that gets actually reported in the first place.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I mean, I'm sure the stewards will take a look at that a little bit later on after the race, of course, and kind of deliver their opinion on what just happened. Here comes Yannick on Panos. The Aston Martin with fresher tires is going to soar past the Haas, but they're going to go side by side down in turn one. Don't see a lot of moves into this section of the track today, but the Aston's going to stick it around the outside. They're side by side, not much room between the two drivers, but it's beautiful racing between the two drivers, and Yannick with the better pace out of that gets right ahead of the Haas driver. What a beautiful move for Yannick, up into 5th place.
Great racing by the two drivers, but Panos maybe. You get a look.
Yannick defends. That was a good defense from Yannick. A very good job by the Aston Martin driver. Panos cannot do anything to overtake him quite yet.
Beautiful racecraft there by both drivers.
Yeah, it's been amazing. Been super amazing by these two. Oh, that's Joey off the track.
What's happened there then? Is it a curve, maybe?
He must have. I mean, I can't think of any other. He must have either hit the curb or spun it off the exit. You know how turn 7 can be. It's a very difficult corner. But anyway, yeah, you're right. It's really not. It's a difficult corner, turn 7 and turn 8, all that section of the track. I was doing some time trial laps as I tend to do that before each of these races that I commentate on, just to kind of get a feel for the track itself myself, and so I can commentate on this. Says, oh, that's Yannick off the track at turn 16,
that's
and he's retired.
He's retired. What's happened here then? He's in an Alex Albon, but on the opposite side.
Yeah, you're right.
Hit there. There's a lot of debris on track, maybe as well.
I wonder, that's not going to bring out a safety car, surprisingly. We have had no safety cars this race. Very surprising.
Maybe the settings might have to be looked at here for safety cars, because that should be a safety car. That was a huge hit. And he's retired on the pit exit.
Yeah, that could bring out a, I was thinking that maybe we'd bring out a VSC, maybe just to clear the car away, because it is the pit exit, and people coming out of the pits will be kind of startled, you don't want that, of course, but apparently not.
Surprising. Really surprising.
Yeah, very surprising. Well, anyway, Stroll still leads by a 7-second gap to LRB. He's got a massive gap to the McLaren driver behind. Stroll's put on an amazing job here today. He's got 2-lap newer tires than his rival just behind, and he's doing a great job. I think our closest battle might be for 3rd place. It's Iso versus Noah for 3rd, Alpha versus Williams. Usually in real F1, these two cars are battling for, I'd say, 13th, 14th position, but this time, of course, there's all equal performance, and these amazing drivers are driving these cars battling for 3rd and 4th position and onto the podium to see who will take it.
When looking at maybe a Mercedes and Haas also fighting here as well.
Yeah, you're right. There's a nice little battle for 5th as well, and they're on kind of equal tires, I want to say. I think LMN's tires are a little struggling more than Panos. He's on 16-lap-old hards compared to Panos' 12-lap-old hards, so they might be struggling.
Definitely. Stroll has just absolutely dominated this race from start to end.
Yeah, it's from 12th on the grid to 1st. I mean, this could be... Do you think this is going to be driver of the day straight to him?
100%.
Perfect.
He deserves it for this masterclass.
I agree. I really do agree. I think Stroll, if he gets 1st today, I think he deserves driver of the day, especially from 12th on the grid. That's something you don't see very often in racing.
Loeb's had a very good race as well.
He has, yeah. 2nd place, and I don't remember where he exactly started. Let me quickly take a look at that. I think
he was right next to Stroll, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. He was. I think he was like, I think he was 10th. He was 10th, and Stroll was 12th, because I remember, or maybe he was 11th. Something like that.
Loeb was 10th.
Loeb was 10th, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yellow flag in first turn. What happened there?
I'm not sure what happened there.
Well, anyway, this gives us a good chance to, while this is a calm down moment in the Grand Prix, all the drivers are kind of just waiting for the right strategy to pit and all that sort of thing. This is a good time to mention to everyone a big thank you to all of you that have been watching the stream so far. Stick around till the end, though, because we're going to have an amazing race till the end of the Grand Prix. It's going to be quite exciting when we come to the final lap of the race, as there's still a lot of action on track to come. So just want to say a big thank you to everyone that's watching. If you're enjoying our commentary, hit the like button as well, and subscribe to the PS Vitesse channel, as well as there's a lot of commentary on this channel, of course, not just for F1, but for F2, F3, F4, and F5 as well. There's commentary for all the streams, and then, of course, there's some other content as well. So definitely hit the subscribe button if you want to see more PS Vitesse content. But anyway, what can we say about this Grand Prix so far? I mean, it's been a great race, and what's to come? Is there anything else we can really keep an eye on right now?
As of now, there's battle for a podium place between Alpine, not the Alpine, the Williams and Alfa Romeo. Could throw up an absolute another spanner in this race. And I think there might be a few more spins towards the end of the race, seeing as we've had quite a few already.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think there are going to be a lot of spins. I mean, there has been throughout the race itself. That was kind of to be expected, to be honest. You know, I mean, like, because of this track being this track, you know, the Shanghai International Circuit. It's a very difficult circuit to completely master, especially on this brand new game that we are on. I mean, it is still about, I'd say, 2 months old now, but still, it is a brand new game. For some, so it can we'll see what happens. You know, we'll see what happens in the race. We still got a few laps remaining. We're on lap 22 out of lap 28. I think the gap has kind of grown to Stroll and LRB, 8.3 seconds. So is that going to finish like that? Is that really where that's going to finish?
It might even go gain a bit more here.
I think so too. I
mean, may have some damage maybe to his floor, something like that.
Well, you know, Izo is actually catching up to the McLaren. He's on 4-lap old mediums. Noah's right behind as well. They could be challenging for P2, so there might be a massive battle for P2 in the race here.
Towards his end, maybe. He might gain on a little bit. And maybe even Noah as well. Well, for sure, Noah. Seeing this, Noah caught a massive snap of oversteer there.
Oh dear, that's unfortunate.
He was nearly in the wall.
Oh no! Hey, you don't want to see that. Thankfully he saved it. He's still in P4. Yuri, a 3-second time penalty. He's in P7, so that might hurt his race, because Joey will probably get P7 in this race. As Noah almost loses the car once again, getting a little bit more oversteer. But he's okay. He's back on track and still has he's got a close gap to the car head.
The drivers are not liking this at all around this circuit.
No, you're right. They absolutely aren't.
Element is still right in the gearbox of Panos here.
Yeah, and to be honest, I'm super surprised that LMN is able to keep up with the Haas drivers on 15-lap-old hards compared to LMN's 19-lap-old hards. That is a significant difference, to be honest, between the two drivers. And pace-wise, they're actually keeping up with each other, so it's quite interesting.
And then Yuri's also looking to swoop in here, maybe.
Yeah, he's right there. 1 second separates them. So a pretty close battle for these positions right here. Izo's closing up on LRB. 1.6 seconds separates separates second and third place. Could Izo grab P2 and make it a Williams 1-2? Is that possible?
Ooh. Yeah, I think it's going to be possible. I think he might be able to get him.
I agree.
He might even fall out of a podium place here, but the penalties might put him back in position.
Good point. I'm going to quickly take a look at the penalties. Izo and Noah both have 3-second time penalties, so LRB's pretty much safe here. But as for track position, Izo and Noah could get past.
It'll be a disaster for Stroll if he doesn't win this race.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I mean, like, hopefully it works out, you know? I mean, like, we don't want to see a crash or anything like that. Yeah, right? And now, what does this mean for Stroll? If he wins this race, I mean, like, he's going to have a... With Tom out of the race, he finished P2 last time out. I think he's going to take the lead of the championship, if I'm not mistaken.
He's going to have a massive gap, I think. But yeah. I think it might be 25 points. I don't know. Oh, no, it won't be. How many points would it be?
25, yeah. Or in the championship? Or...
Yeah, in the championship.
Oh, well, I mean, with Tom out of the session, he got 25 points last time out. Stroll got, I think, 18. I think that's for second place.
Yeah, 18.
Yeah, so, and with 25, that's about, let's see, I'd say he's got, for gap-wise, with Tom not scoring any points here today, he's got at least, like, actually, I don't know, to be honest. I mean, he's going to have a pretty good gap. At least, like, 20 seconds gap, I would say.
Yeah. And Loeb might be P2 in the championship.
Yeah, he will, because I think he got P3 last time out in Britain, if I'm not mistaken, right?
P3, yeah. And Tom's obviously retired.
Yeah. So that'll be quite interesting to see how it works out. I mean, like, we'll see. I think, as it stands right now, if Stroll doesn't grab the fastest lap of the race, he will have 43 points in this championship. For Tom, he'll have 25 points. So it will be about like a let's see exactly the number. It would be about 18 points gap about in the championship.
Yeah, about that. Yeah.
And then LRB, I think, would be second in the championship, like you mentioned. So that'll be quite great for him as well. Unless...
The Alpine's gaining here.
Yeah. Yuri?
Yeah, Yuri on NMN. It's a nice battle going on here. P5, P6, P7.
My question still is, how the heck is LMN still keeping these tires alive? I mean, like, Yuri's 9-lap-old mediums, and the Mercedes driver's absolutely keeping him behind.
He's making Yuri absolutely push to the limits here.
Yeah. Incredible.
Amazing racecraft.
Panos is struggling too. I think that might be why LMN is able to keep just right behind with all the DRS. So keep an eye on this battle. We also have the battle for second place. Izo is now right on the back of LRB, but this is forward position, but penalties going into this. I don't believe. I think LRB should take second place. Izo should take third, unless something happens. So keep an eye on that as well. Keep an eye for yellow flags coming in.
There could end up being a crash here between these three in the midfield.
You know, it's possible. I mean, what we've seen today, I mean, there's been a few crashes, you know. I mean, these guys are running no assists as well. They could have floor damage as well. As Yuri gets very close to the Mercedes. Ooh, that almost was a crash.
Like a Joey moment there when he got taken out, pretty much.
Exactly.
In his race.
You're exactly correct. Right on.
He's going to get him?
I think he is. I think you're right. He's going to get him here.
But he's run out of ERS, I think. And look at LMN. He has a lot more ERS compared to Yuri.
Yeah.
He saved all up.
Huge difference. Same with Panos as well. They're on the same percent, around 70-80% ERS there. Oh, there goes LMN into the pit lane. He's not risking it. He's pitting for the soft compound tires.
He's going to go for the fastest lap?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, and he's retiring.
Oh, he's straight retired. I don't know. That's very confusing.
Yeah, really confusing. I wonder why he did that.
Yeah, I wonder, yeah. Very strange.
I'm not sure. Something happened there, though.
Oh! To the pit.
Iso almost made contact with LRB. Sorry to interrupt you there. But a major battle going on here for second place.
Is Lerb going to defend it? What's the ERS if it's Lerb has the ERS? Let's see who uses it. The DRS is going to give Iso a big advantage here down the back straight.
He's using everything. LRB knows that he can't fight. But to be honest, it is the final lap of the race, so he's probably just like, you know what, go ahead and have second place. I'll still take second, you know?
As long as Lerb stays within 3 seconds of him here, he might have it the position anyway.
Yeah, he might. We'll see how it goes. There goes Yori on panels around the outside. He's making the move on the Haas driver. And, no contact. Oh, a little wing.
Maybe slight contact.
A little bit.
Ooh. Ooh, that is very close. Oh, the Panos nearly lost it as well, coming out with the curb.
Panos is going for once again. This is great racing between the two. Panos gets ahead up into 5th place, but he goes wide. Yori tries to fight it back. They're still side by side. One great lap. Always Yori goes a little bit too wide there. Hits the front wing of the hospital. Looks like there's no damage to the two there, but these guys are absolutely giving it everything on the final lap of the Grand Prix.
Absolute commitment from both drivers there. Is Lerb going to get back at the Williams here, VC?
Let's see. And remember, LRB could get a penalty. Oh, Iso's backing off there. He's wanting to get the DRS in the final.
Very cheeky. Very cheeky. He wants that DRS.
And it's not against the rules, right? I mean, like, you can do that. I mean, like...
No, you're allowed to do that, yeah. It's like when Hamilton tried to do it against Alonso and Alonso caught him out.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, Iso's
Yellow flag in sector 3. What's happened there? Oh, Yori!
Spun. Oh, no!
Oh, he spun again. It's unfortunate.
Well, Stroll's going to savor every moment. He's going to come across the line very slowly to take the win here today at the Chinese Grand Prix. Mode Stroll wins the Grand Prix. LRB is second place. And then Iso, who's left the session. And, oh, he's out of fuel. He's out of fuel. That's what happened. And he's just going to come across the line for third. Noah is P4. Panos P5. Joey's going to... Oh, he's ran out of fuel as well. Joey's ran out of fuel. Yori's also ran out of fuel.
What an ending.
What? Thank goodness that...
that is a very strange ending.
What? I am so shocked.
Mind blown. 2 drivers out of fuel.
I think 3, actually, because Iso was also out of fuel as well.
Yeah, he lost it as well.
What's going on with Yori?
Both of the Alpine just... stood still.
A slow motion finish at the end. Well, congrats to Mode Stroll. Sorry, what were you saying?
It's like the Haas car in real life.
Yeah, good point. Well, Mode Stroll wins the race. Congrats to him. A very well-deserved P1, if I might say so.
Definitely driving today as well. What a race from him.
Totally.
From start to end. Full control.
It's also a double podium for the 2 Williams drivers. A magnificent job by the 2 Williams. I think they will score Constructors' Championship lead now, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not sure. I think so, yeah. I think they will.
Wow, well, what a race it's been here today. An amazing job by all 3 drivers on the podium, and the rest of the drivers as well. A great job to everyone. So what's your thoughts on the Grand Prix?
That was an amazing race, and that is possibly just close behind Silverstone last week for the amount of chaos we had. Many drivers spinning. It was an absolute lovely race, to be fair.
Totally agreed. Totally agreed. Yeah, I mean, like, Britain had the ending that was pretty insane between first and second place, but we had the action in here at China, and I mean, this was incredible as well. The first 2 races have been magnificently exciting. Who knows what can come next for round 3?
round 3. Let me check what track that is. It is round 3 is Abu Dhabi, so that should be another close race.
That will be very interesting. The Yas Marina circuit, I think that's going to be a very entertaining race, I think, because it's kind of towards the end of the time trial, and so probably no one's going to have setups really for it. To be honest, when I'm doing setups for the last 2 tracks, it was China, Abu Dhabi, and Australia, last 3 tracks. There was like literally no setups for the last 3 tracks. Super weird, but maybe that's the same thing. People will have to get like hand make some setups, maybe put a little bit more time and practice into doing the race.
For sure.
All right, I think that's it. Do you have any last words before we sign off here today?
Nothing left, really. That's it.
Yeah, I think I'm in the same boat. I think we've had an amazing job by every single one of these drivers. A great race, it really was. Congrats to the top 3. Mode Stroll, your race winner here today in China. LRB in second place takes another podium to his name, soars to second place in the championship. Mode Stroll also takes the lead of the championship, and I do believe Izo will take third for Williams as well. A double podium for the Williams team, and don't quote me on this, but it might be Williams leading the Constructors Championship going into the 3rd round at Abu Dhabi. And speaking of the next round, join us then for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix next time out at PS Vitesse for round 3 of the F1 Championship race. But that's been it from us here today in China. We'll see you next time, like I said, for round 3. Yeah, from Formula Jonah and from Headshotless, that's it from us. We'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Cheers.